Uh. Let it vibe real quick. Look. The city eyes, it's time to both guard. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shotty in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls till you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times soon. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Vince taste sweet, told him make me an apple tree. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Java, come on, man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evans to a mall quad, telling me how the crackers turn this childhood to a ghost town. Focus out, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Let my light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, so tangent. Try to warn them niggas we bear arms like tarantulas. Them mother niggas rap, I make anthems. I really see prophets under this banner. Make my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty to handle. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo. Spirit Asian, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Wardo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yaradon, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than baby kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence,
Neath the stones that once was my home, bleach neath the stones that once was my home. Bleach.
Fuck Trump, this for sitting Bull Geronimo. Blast from the past, it's the last of the Taino. Return of the prodigal, pen game bionicle. Writing the King's Chronicle, lifestyles iconical. Y'all too solid, nigga, you already know. Don't fuck with fuckboys, pendejos, or maricons. Fenaki, vominos, crushing mics like styrofoam. Snatching rapper souls and stashing bodies in catacombs. I left the world and I ain't never going back again. Roll with righteous men like General Mahayamin. Taught me to maneuver through bullshit you couldn't factor in. No matter how hard the walk, I'll never pack it in. Untouched in the lions, then battle Leviathan. Cause I ain't never been a homeborn slave or a hireling. Living in Babylon, the concrete Amazon. Slamming Qurans in front of Farrakhan on Ramadan. It's for you vagabonds, can't touch the air I'm on. I'm tired of you niggas playing dress up, this ain't Comic-Con. That's the type of shit that I'm on. You want a battle, then I'll do you as the Book of Kisan, motherfucker.
Here they come, here they come, yo. Here they come, here they come, here they come, yo. Here they come, here they come, here they come, here they come, come. This or that, this or that. Get with this or that, this or that. Get with this or that, this or that. This, that.
The black sheep who walk to the beat of a different drum, tune of a different hum, guitar with a different strum. Seen a few days that was looking darker than plums. Cause these crackers try to snatch your soul like Shang Tsung. Fuck the police, sit down for national anthems. Kidnapping the rap game and hold it for ransom. Still one of the dopest MCs that be under the sun. My notes could explode your whole galaxy like a Samsung. Every verse is just monstrous, flowing more than hydrolysis. Walk with a pair of balls that's bigger than hippopotamus. Killing this shit like Spartacus, dead to Remus and Romulus. Taking over your continent, conquering every providence. Rule with an iron rod, totalitarian dominance. Bend the knee or else suffer the consequence. Spit fire like a dungeon dragon. Stay hungry like I came out of land with a famine. Set my own trends, never jump on no bandwagons. Like you corny motherfuckers sporting female fashion. You know talent, having, swagger jacking, lacking passion. Need your ass kicked, ass backwards dabbing, half-ass rapping, full-fledged fact.
Yeah, Babylon is falling to rise no more. Babylon is falling to rise no more. Falling to rise no more. Falling to rise no more. I'm taking a look in the streets. It's real every day what I see. We constantly searching for peace. My people just wanna be free. We tired of the cell blocks and the bullshit. That lying nigga in the pulpit. Same shit, but a different day. I speak truth, they ain't come to play. You in the way, better move, nigga. That follow no way gon' be cruel, nigga. Say you're gonna get that tool, nigga. Matter of fact, get you by two, nigga. You see the signs that's in front of you? That's in the rough from up under you. Shit is gonna fall, yeah, I promise you. Make up your mind what you gonna do. You heard it? Now listen. Your life, my business. You are my brother. We need each other. This truth, I live it. I will defend it. You are my brother. You are my brother. Yeah. Babylon is falling to rise no more. Babylon is falling to rise no more. Falling to rise no more. Falling to rise no more. Hey, my brother. Get your hands up, it's a war now. Take a good look at this world. It's time to go hard, don't be scared now. I know you're feeling the stress. Look on your face here, and I need some help. But we made it happen with less. You are my blood, I feel what you felt. Destruction in every corner. Every day I feel like a loner. Keeping the faith, that is my armor. This is a test, but nothing can harm you. Don't be scared of truth when you hear it. Don't compromise your spirit. Don't be trying to live like these white folks. Don't be trying to chill with these white folks. Brotherhood is a weapon, and that's the shit that I stand for. If you keep the law and live it, then you a nigga I stand for. Got no time for that fake shit. That's the shit I can't stand, bro. Still believe in that flag. So what the hell do you stand for? Yeah. Babylon is falling to rise no more. Babylon is falling to rise no more. Falling to rise no more. Falling to rise no more.
There was a time when I barely knew how to turn on a computer. Now, I'm a cybersecurity specialist.
ECPI University, a leader
to wanna be a trapper. I used 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 to dream about the money all day. I used to dream about the cars all day. I used to dream about the clothes all day. I used to dream about them hoes all day. They gave my partner 15 years. He was the man. Used to move the bricks out of the city. He had a plan. He started with a quarter. I fronted to get him straight. Eyes bigger than his stomach. My nigga, he wanted weight. So we hit this nigga Rick moved him by the boatload. Smooth ass cover, painted cars at the Mako. Rick gave my partner everything that he would need. But when you fucking with the big dog, know that they come with fleas. Rick loved Trina, but Trina, she loved dick. My nigga started smashing the broad, she loved dick. When Rick found out, you know that he lost it. So you already know how it goes, here come the shit. Rick hit my partner, he needed a cool favor. Get them things to Miami, but weigh them before you take them. When he got down there, them boys was waiting on him. Thought Rick had his back till he read the statements on. I used to wanna be a trapper. 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 I used to dream about the money all day. I used to dream about the cars all day. I used to dream about the clothes all day. I used to dream about them hoes all day. Yup. As I sit back and just think about all the bullshit I've been through in my life, right? And this chair right here just a smooth reminder, like all the shit that I used to dream about, all the shit I used to think I used to want, all the shit that I didn't have. And in a blink of an eye, your whole life could change for some shit that ain't even real, you dig? So when I sat down and I thought about it, I said I want to write about it. So many people tend to glorify shit that is negative to our environment, shit that's really not gonna help us at all. And we tend to gravitate to that shit as a people. Yeah, I was once too a victim, wanting to be a trapper. I realized that wanting to be a trapper was just a trap.
Clap it up. All right. Slide up here. Shalom, y'all by Shimmy Shabakata. While Yahweh Shemal Thought by Shimmy Awashai is Precinct Officer Abraham of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street, under Commander General Yohana. And this is the Salakia. This is the Thursday scripture breakdown class. You understand? We're going to get it in. Everybody preparing themselves for, the big hurricane that's going to hit, Hurricane Ian. Everybody boarding up the doors and locking down their homes. You understand? But of course, we in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge know that you understand that these weather turmoils that we have on the earth, that's the Most High, man. That's the Most High doing His will and what he desires to be done on the planet. You understand? Who he decides to bring these terror storms to. You understand? And as long as you understand following these laws, statutes, and commandments under Commander General Yohana and the Isupk, the home of the truth, you understand, you can have a sense of safety in these trying times that we're going through. You understand? We're going to touch on a couple of scriptures tonight that verify what I'm saying. We also going to touch on some other things. You understand? And this is the Thursday night scripture breakdown class. Anybody have any question, they can type it in the chat. We live on Facebook at ISUPK Charlotte. We live on YouTube, ISUPK D704, and also ISUPK Greensboro. You understand? We live on all these social platforms. You can definitely type in the chat whatever question you may have. I'm at the helm. You know what I'm saying? Like Commander General Yohana say, I got the helm tonight. You understand? And we're going to rock it out, man. We're going to rock it out. Salakia. Bear with me here. Of course, I'm going to start with a bedrock scripture we always start out with, Zephaniah 2:1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. You understand? And there used to be a time where when turmoils on the earth used to happen, it used to bring blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians together, man. During the so-called transatlantic slave trade, there was times where, you understand, our brothers and sisters would escape the slavery of the so-called oppressor and run straight into the hands of our Native Indians, the Gadites. Those brothers and sisters would take us in, man, and house and clothe us, and sometimes, in some cases, even marry us. So then that way we couldn't, you know what I'm saying? We had a family, and when the so-called oppressor would come looking, we would be in our family, man. You understand? So now is the time for us to gather together, because we're the nation on the planet that's not desired. No matter how much we try to join to this society, no matter how much we try to please the so-called oppressor, we'll never be accepted. You understand? We go through major lengths just to be accepted, just to be, for the oppressor to say, hey, he's okay. You understand? We go through great lengths for us to be accepted here in America. We've adopted every religion here in America. We've tried and tested out everything. We've tried voting. We tried to join the oppressor in trying to have a sense of democracy, like, the oppressor claims to have. Tried to follow his, system of the people picking who they want to be the leader. You understand? When that doesn't even work. Politics is just a shamble, a scam to make you think that your opinion really matters. And we all know that voting doesn't work. We all know it. You understand? I learned that voting didn't work in high school. In high school, when we learned about, the student council and voting and how due process works, you understand? There was candidates that were running for office, and they would just basically lie. They would basically get up and say, longer recess, we're going to have longer recess, we're going to have better lunches, and no homework on Fridays, and everything, kids wanted, in school during that time. And we would pick those ones that, that was saying that. And really it boiled down to whoever raised the most money, and whoever was catering to the masses at the time, that's who won the election. And now you could bring it forward to our elections that we have, the so-called oppressor has every year, every midterm. It boils down to, okay, who raised the most money, who got the most constituents, and it comes down to them raising money. Why? To purchase that seat, to purchase that office. You understand? They carry the financial burden of, lining people's pockets who have the influence to get them in that office. So it's really not about votes at all. It's about money. It's about bribing your way into a particular office that you want to sit in, man. And that's what it's always been about. You understand? So we need to gather ourselves together. In a time like this, we need to definitely, rely on, each other more than the oppressor, because of course the oppressor is all about the captivity, or keeping blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians docile because he wants to rule over us. You understand? The so-called oppressor wants to be over us, and he knows that as long as he can, keep our nation down, keep our nation, financially in turmoil, financially oppressed, systematically oppressed, then he'll be able to keep his seat as being the ruler up over us, man. You understand? And now we're gonna go to Daniel 8:25 real quick. Show you this in the scriptures, man. Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25. Like it. This is the book of Daniel. This is the prophet Daniel, chapter 8 and verse 25. It says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. You understand? Through the different policies that the oppressor, comes up with. Democracy, capitalism. You understand? What's another one? Another one that he gets over with all the time is even with systemic racism. You understand? There's policies that engulf in these terms that I just said that keep blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians oppressed, man. You understand? Economic racism, which is policies that keep blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, oppressed economically through finances and funds. You understand? There's housing racisms where black and Hispanics don't have the same opportunity for good sustainable housing at an affordable price like the so-called oppressor does. Oppressor have a $400,000 house paying, a fraction in mortgage, where if, so-called blacks, Hispanics have that same house, their mortgage would be through the roof. No way they could afford it. You understand? Gentrification is another policy. You understand? It says, and through this is Daniel 8 and 25, and through his policy also he should cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart. You understand? The oppressor, the so-called oppressor, he boasts his own self up. Like he lifts his head up higher than everyone else. He's so high and mighty. He tells blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, oh, you got to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. We are teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians their true identity that was stolen from them from the so-called oppressor, and the oppressor comes by and says, oh, get a job. You should get a job. Oh, you filthy. You know what I'm saying? They magnify themselves. They boast themselves up. They big up themselves. You understand? Meanwhile, they're the reason why we blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians don't know the truth about our own culture, our own identity, our own place of origin. They're the reason. They're the reason, and the reason why we have to know who to blame is you have to know who to befriend. You have to know who to join yourself to and who to stay away from. You understand? And this oppressor has the power to make craft prosper in his hands, and he magnify himself in his own heart, man. You understand? And then it says, and by peace shall he destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince and princess. You understand? But he shall be broken without hand. You understand? He's going to be broken. He's going to be broken without, so-called, the physical fight that men have with one another. You understand? The Most High is going to do this. You understand? The Most High is breaking the so-called oppressor down right now with this hurricane, man. These hurricanes and the act of God, and so society wants to call it. It's not by chance. You ever notice that the hurricanes, the tornadoes don't never hit the ghetto? I wonder why. It's always the beach homes and the you know what I'm saying, and the middle class neighborhoods where all the oppressors are. Wonder why. You understand? So now let's drop that. Let's go to Salakia. 1 second. Salakia. We're going to go to Job 18 and 11. You understand? Job 18 and 11. And while we get that,
Can you hear me?
Shalom, Yah Bashem, Yah Shabrakatah. The the K out of war joining us in, man. Clap it up. Officer K out of war. Water brother for joining us in for the class tonight. We're at Job 18 and 11. Job chapter 18, verse 11, talking about how the oppressor, the so-called oppressor is oppressing blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and he's the reason why, you understand, we're in the condition that we're in, yet it's still, you know what I'm saying, through his policies, he caused craft to prosper in his hand, like Daniel 8 and 25 says. So we're going to Job 18 and 11, and we're going to read what Job 18 and 11 says.
This is the book of Job, chapter 18, verse 11. Terrors shall make him afraid on every side.
What you say now?
Terrors shall make him afraid on every side.
This is a prophecy that Job had about the oppressor, man. Terror is going to make him afraid on every side. You understand? Every side. And one of those sides he going to be afraid is definitely this weather, man. You understand? The so-called oppressor tries to manipulate the weather himself. With that Dartmouth program and all of that, man, the oppressor will put the oppressor, we've known the oppressor to actually fly his planes high in the air and release moisture forming chemicals that will create clouds so it'll rain. You understand? Over drought areas, they doing it over the drought areas in California right now, where they'll fly planes way up in the air, create clouds so those clouds can bring forth rain, man. The so-called oppressor is trying to control the weather right now. And this prophecy says that terror gonna make him rise. It's gonna be terror on every side, man. You understand? Everywhere he turn and look, terrors is gonna make him afraid on every side. You understand? Weather gonna make him afraid. These mass shooters is making him afraid. The so-called droughts, the plagues, the corona. You understand? These diseases making him afraid. This place is going through these types of turmoils because the Lord is preparing this place to be destroyed, man. You understand? Go ahead.
Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. Verse 12. His strength shall be hunger bitten.
His strength shall be hunger bitten. Meaning when you strong, when a soldier is at his peak, he's ready to fight. He's not hungry. You understand? You know, when a soldier gets hungry, he gets fatigued. Things start happening when you go without food and nourishment or protein for so long. You start to hallucinate. You start to be weak. You start to make, silly mistakes on the battlefield. And that's what this is talking about. It said his strength shall be hunger bitten, man. Meaning his strength is going to be diminished because it's like a soldier being hungry on the battlefield. He can't think about the enemy because he's thinking about, man, he ain't ate in 4 days. He hadn't eaten in so long that it's affecting his ability to properly do his job. You understand? His strength gonna be hunger bitten. The oppressor's strength is gonna be hunger bitten, man. You understand? Go ahead.
And destruction shall be ready at his side.
And what?
And destruction shall be ready at his side.
Destruction gonna be ready at his side, man. You understand? And this is a prophecy by the prophet Daniel, man. I mean, by the prophet Job. Destruction gonna be ready on his side, man. Up until now, the so-called oppressor been living a dream, man.
Wow.
He been living a dream. Everything been prospering. The economy been on the rise. You understand? The stock market going up and up and up and up. People getting rich. You understand? There's been nothing, hindering the so-called oppressor to have, any type of grief, any type of sorrow. Like everything has just been going his way. You understand? Everything just been so dandy. You understand? That old bat, the queen died, chaotic war.
Wow.
That oppressor is dead. You understand? She responsible for oppressing damn near half the whole globe, except for China and the Philippines or some China and Japan. And she probably had her hands over there too.
Wow.
Over half of Africa, all of Canada and North and South America, man. All down there in the West Indies and everything, man. You wanna know people, even her own people, so-called the oppressor people. Caucasians was happy to see. They were singing at the soccer game, "Lilies in a Box." You understand? They wanted her oppressive, regime to be put down, man. You understand? They didn't even her own people, was oppressed by her rule, man. And America, you might as well say America was under the Queen, under Great Britain too, man, because they worshipped her. She came and had a seat on the in the NATO, in the Union, on the House of Representatives or in the White House or whatever. She addressed the White House, man. They always kept a good relationship between the president and the so-called Queen of England, man. All kind of money being exchanged, all kind of wealth being exchanged between America and Great Britain, man. That's been a long business partnership for hundreds of years, man. Well, now Lily's in a box. You understand? They had all kind of coverage over here. Talking about if we so-called wasn't under, Great Britain and we wasn't under English rule, then why they display they on all the local channels? You couldn't even watch your normal TV shows while that funeral was the last 10 days has been flooded with her funeral procession. Took them 10 days to put that devil in the ground. You understand? 10 whole days. So they could make sure everybody got a chance to pay their tribute to that demon, man. She looked like a demon.
Right.
The older she got, the more looked like a dragon. She just was forming into a dragon the older she got. Eyes red like a dragon, man. You know what I'm saying? Nose all crooked all over. Man, look here. I don't glory in no one's success off the hands and the backs of my forefathers, man. And Great Britain and England became great nations because of slavery, because of the number one commodity on the earth until about 1877 or I ain't gonna say 1865 when slavery was abolished, but man, it was a long time. From the time Columbus came over here, Slovakia, from the time that Columbus took those 1,100 slaves, Taino Indians, back to Spain, and only 300 of them survived, and he called it good business. From that time, from 1492 until about 1860, 1870. You understand? Over 400 years of lynching and murdering and hanging and raping and robbing. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. And now we supposed to be, the earth is supposed to be so sad that the Queen of England, died. How old was she? How old was she? Came out of war 155. You understand that demon lived without no worries, wealthy and rich all the hell. You understand? Was 94 years old or 98 years old before she died. Damn near 100 years old. Reign on the throne for 80 some years. You understand? Just reaping all the wealth of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians off of slave money, man. You know what I'm saying? She was 96 years old. She was 96 years old, came out of war. She was born in 1926. She'd never known poverty, never known a time where she wasn't eating the best, had the best selection of the best entrees. She never went a day without a cook. She never been a day without someone cooking her food, bringing her food, serving her. She never went a day without it. She never went a day where she had to go get her own coat or get her own shoes or go get her a glass of water. She never known that day. Never known a time where she had to go get her own anything.
Right.
It's been servants, serving her hand and foot all her damn life. All because of Chaotic War's ancestors. All because of Officer Abraham's forefathers and foremothers, man. And blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, forefathers and foremothers and great grandfathers. You understand? It's time for this place to be judged by the Most High, man.
Right.
The Most High is gonna do it. The Most High is gonna come back and do it, and we won't have to lift up a finger, man. We won't have to raise our hand against this oppressor. The Lord is gonna wage war against this oppressor, man.
Right.
You understand?
And Salaki,
Go ahead.
this just real fast. When I was looking up the age of the Queen Elizabeth lady, I come across that woman that accused Emmett Till of whistling at her. Her name is Carolyn Bryant, right? And she lived to be old as well, about almost 90 years old, after getting this young brother, brutally murdered. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
then got rich a time over because she wrote a book about how she lied, and the brother never whistled at her in the first place. And she didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, feel this Chaotic War, feel this, right? And I know it's gonna appear a little funny, but what do us niggas do? We get a body gang banging in the street, right? And then, through drug dealing, we get a little rap song out, right? And in the rap song, I killed this, murdered in the murk. You understand? We do that, right? And tell on ourselves in the murder. You know what I'm saying? The cops come and get us, and we basically play our song and say, look, you confessing to the murder right here. You understand? Meanwhile, this oppressor lies, gets a man killed, and then writes a book about how she lied about it, and they don't show up at her door.
Right.
They don't show up at her door going, okay, we're gonna charge you with this false murder of this brother, and you know what I'm saying? Now you gotta reap what you sow now. Now you gotta face the music because you lied and said this person did something and he really didn't. You falsely accused this man and he's now dead because you falsely accused him of something he never done.
Right.
You understand? It didn't come again. That's how you know that this society hates black people, man. Right. This society targets black people to put us in prison, to make us criminals, so then they can prosper off us again in slavery. You understand? Go ahead.
Just one more thing. I just got a Netflix not too long ago, right? So, and I revisited the Central Park 5.
Right.
While we on the topic or the subject, that I forget her name, but the DA lady prosecuted those young men, and they went through what they went through. She got rich. Right in the book. You remember that? You know what I'm talking about?
Right, Con.
Yeah,
where they said they raped that girl, that white girl in the park, and they never did do it, and made them brothers confess.
And the lady, she wrote books, made who knows how much money, and then wasn't even sorry for it at all after finding out the real evidence that some other. I believe it was an Edomite came through and did another investigation. Like what kind of investigation did y'all do? And the lady wasn't even sorry at all, but made all this money writing books off of the conviction of these young boys, wrongful conviction of these young boys.
And we bring it out in the ISUPK all the time about how the oppressor is, evil and diabolical in the way that we get mistreated and they're not even sorry. You understand? They don't even show any remorse, even when they're wrong. Even when we go out on the street, K out of war, and we prove that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are unwanted in this society. We prove that this society is racist as hell, and yet the oppressor walks by us and they're not sorry at all. Right. They then they'll come up and say they love black people, and then when we show them in the Bible what they got to do to show their love for black people, they say, "Oh, I'm not bowing. I'm not bowing for no man, but for God Himself." Right. Well, Christ said, "When you seen me, you seen the Father." That's what Christ said. Christ said, "When you seen me, you seen the Father." Now, when you seen Christ, if you see real priests and prophets of the Lord, then you seen Christ. You understand? You seen him because we represent Christ. We say what He say. We do what He says do. We follow Christ under Commander General Yohana. You understand? So if you seen a priest and prophet of the Lord of the Isupk, you seen Christ. You understand? Because we are the personification of what Christ was teaching the disciples. He was teaching them to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. He was teaching them that there's only one body. He was teaching them that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the lost 12 tribes of Israel. He was bringing the lost 12 tribes together, man. Go to Job 3 and 2. I mean Joel 3 and 2. Christ was that revolutionary that was saying things like black people are the real Jews. You know what I'm saying? They knew that who the real Jews were, but Christ was letting everybody know that these laws in the Old Testament are not done away with. You have to obey them. You understand? You have to. And you have to be loyal to your people. While all the Sadducees and the Pharisees and Sadducees were making deals with the Roman government, which later on became the English and the British government. You understand? Rome and England and all that. That's all one nation, man. You understand? That's all one nation. So they making deals, making ties with the so-called Romans that killed Christ, which today the Christian pastors, the nasty, disgusting Christian homosexual pastors, making deals with the so-called political faction of this society. They do the same thing that we did with the Romans back when Christ walked the earth, man. We did the same thing that Caiaphas did, and who was it? Nicodemus.
God.
The same thing. The same thing, man. Form alliances with the so-called oppressor, man. You understand? You understand? Forming alliances with the oppressor. I'll take a quick chance to announce. You understand? We at Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, man. We right here in Kannapolis at 1539 North Ridge Avenue. Come out, join us for class, man. Put your face in the place. You understand? You understand? Come be a part of this brotherhood and this sisterhood that you can't find in the Christian church. You understand? It's one thing to tune in online, but it's a whole nother thing to be in the building, man. We sorely invite you. We implore you. I beg you to come out. You know what I'm saying? Come out and join us in the class, man. Be a part of this body. We want to see you out here, man. You understand? Thwada for your online support, but we would be most happy if you come out and support us personally. You know what I'm saying? Get a number to the school to call if you need transportation. So now you got Joel.
Come Council Book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them.
Salakia, Salaki, this is the Most High speaking through the prophet Joel, and the Most High said He gonna gather all nations, man. You understand? Not every race out of every nation. You understand? But he gonna gather these nations that's against his people. Go ahead.
I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
You understand? The valley of Jehoshaphat is in the Middle East, man. You understand? We learned from Commander General Yohana that the valley of Jehoshaphat is that area with all that oil, with those Arabs fighting over all those oil land fields over there in the Middle East, man. You understand? And everybody got their hand some way, somehow over there in the Middle East. China does, Russia does, Great Britain does. You understand? Right. Under that evil queen, Eveline. You understand? Right. That devil got her hand. Oh my God. The forwarding of the British Empire is insane. You know what I'm saying? So now the Lord says He's gonna gather all those nations down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Go ahead.
And will plead with them there for my people.
Now, the so-called Christian, when it say when the scripture say he gonna plead for his people, the so-called Christian think the Lord gonna be down there begging like, oh, please for my people. Nah, the Lord ain't gonna be begging and nothing like that. Pleading ain't nothing like that. The Lord is gonna be going to war. The Lord is gonna be wreaking havoc down in the Middle East, man. And they're gonna know, these nations are gonna know that He's sorely upset because of the destruction that's going on with His people. And He's there to plead for, meaning He's there to back His people up, man. He's there to fight for His people on their side. You understand? That's what it's talking about when it says He's gonna plead for His people. Go ahead.
And will plead with them for Salaki, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
You understand? First they scattered the Lord's people, then they parted His land. You understand? You think the Lord is going to be happy? You think that word in the context plead means to beg? Man, the Lord said that the heavens is His throne, the earth is His footstool, man. You understand? Like the Lord gives the order and it's carried out. The Lord don't plead for nothing. You understand? That's the power that trumps all powers. You understand? That's the most high power. That's why we call Him the most high power, because He's more powerful than any other power in the universe, man.
Whoa.
You understand? And He's gonna plead for us. He's gonna do it. He's gonna give Christ the go ahead, and Christ is gonna come and with those 200 million angels, and He's gonna wreak havoc on this place, man. You think Ian is coming with some power? They came out of water. They shutting it all down. Came out of water. Ian, the hurricane. Yeah, right, man. The Lord sent this hurricane, man.
Wow.
The Lord sent this hurricane. The Lord sending this plague, man. This corona is the Lord's doing. That monkeypox is the Lord's doing.
Wow.
And He's doing it to wake us up. To wake blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians up, man, to say, well, we gotta straighten up. We gotta get ourselves together, man. Or the Lord is gonna destroy us. You understand? Now remember, anybody at any time, you can ask your questions. I know I'm talking about the topic of the oppressor and this hurricane and stuff that's going on. But if you have any questions on or off the topic, type them into the chat. We'll get your questions answered. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all read my message at the top of the class. You understand? Type in your questions, and we'll get you the answers that the Christian pastors won't give you, man.
Well,
We got the answers here in the Isupk that Christians don't have or won't have. You understand? We give you those hard nosed answers that the Christian pastor too scared to give you for fear that he might, hinder his pocket some way, somehow. That he may, cut the offering back. Somebody may not give they $2 because he done said something everybody don't approve of. That's the Christian pastor for you. So damn politically correct. He can't disappoint no one. Gotta please everybody. You understand? So type in your questions, please. You understand? And we'll get them answered for you, man. We'll definitely get them answered for you. So, Callaway, you got anything?
Lies.
Meaning something to say, Salaki.
Just reminds me of that brother up in New York, the Christian pastor. He choked the sister, put in a choke. Yeah,
right.
I forgot his name.
Yeah, aggressive Christian pastor, man.
Got violent with her. Damn.
Right, violent with her. You understand? I thought that was the end of it. I thought his church supposed to be empty. You understand? Everybody's supposed to be flooding out that Christian church because I've heard so many of our sisters say, "You got one time to put your hands on me."
Yeah, right.
And all the sisters, even if the sisters that witness it, they gone too.
Right.
I guess not the Christian pastor. I guess the way you get to slap around women is be a pastor. It's disgusting, man. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous what we fall for, and what we subjugate real brothers to, real men to, and with the illusion that this brother is not gonna protect himself. You understand? You see it all the time. Chaotic war, the points in the head, the mush in the head, getting all in your face. What you gonna do, nigga? You understand? Getting all in your face. I mean, man, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. You got this sister, that's getting her hair and her nails done every week, and she can't break a nail or can't lift the box up without calling somebody. But she got the strength to get in a brother face and call him all kind of names, all kind of, insult his manhood. Say he got a little this and a little that, and he ain't no good. You know what I'm saying? And mush him in the head. Like put her hand in his face and push his head back, man. The nerve, like the courage of these sisters. And then when the brother pushes so hard, she roll over like a tumbleweed back, you know what I'm saying? Back over head over heel. Now she done it. He done it now. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the one in the wrong now. Like he's supposed to take everything you got and not supposed to do anything, not supposed to protect himself. He's supposed to allow you to get in his personal space. And then when he protects himself and you find out that his guard is just like a punch. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, like we learned in Hebrew Academy. Like you block a punch, that person's supposed to think you hitting them. You understand? When you find out that brother's guard is a punch, then now you he gonna get you done it. Now you going to jail. Like, man, this kind of behavior is insane, and it should stop. It needs to stop immediately because we war against each other, and when that aggression and that anger needs to be turned toward the real enemy, which is our oppressor. We're not trying to advocate violence. We're not saying women don't get in your husband's face, but go get in the white man's face. We're not saying that. What we're saying is that same type of attitude, that same type of, I'm fed up with it, that our sisters have, it should be towards the oppressor. It should be towards the one that's causing her life to be miserable. That's causing the friction between the black man and the black woman and the child, the husband and child, the woman and child. You understand? It should be directed towards the right, in the right direction. And under Commander General Yohana, you learn how not to be upset at your family. You learn how to forgive your family, but aim that anger toward the oppressor. Christ said you could be angry, but sin not. You understand? It's okay to be angry at the oppressor. I am, because it's because of the oppressor that I wasn't raised as an Israelite. You understand? I am from the tribe of Judah, one of the lost 12 tribes of Israel. I am a son of the Most High Power, and I didn't even know it until I was 33 years old. That is a shame, man. That's embarrassing. But you don't know your origin until you in your 30s. When that's something you're supposed to have been taught since you came out the womb.
Right.
That's something that should be constantly iterated to you every day. You're the prince of the power. You're the prince of the power. You're a son of the Most High God. The Lord that is talked about in that Bible, that's your heavenly Father. That's your bloodline. Christ is your you're from the same tribe as Christ. That should be forced in your head. The same prophets and priests and prophets in this Bible is our family members, man.
Right.
Is the ones that come before us to show us the way. That's our family. That's the heritage that we come from, which it should be drilled in us every day, every day, every day. And you won't have the same violence in the projects that you have today, because those brothers and sisters will look at each other in a different light. They'll look at each other with a different mindset. You understand? You wouldn't have the divorce rate skyrocketed through the roof, because before a man left that princess, he would think, "Well, I'm doing wrong by a princess of the power." Then not only he'd be scared of say he's scared to lose his family, but he's scared the punishment from the Most High that's coming.
Right.
You understand? So Salakia, drop that. Give me Salakia, give me Job 39:37 and start at verse 9. Job chapter 37 and start at verse 9.
This is the book of Job, chapter 37, verse 9. Out of the south cometh the whirlwind.
Out of the what?
Out of the south cometh the whirlwind.
Hey, and a tornado is a whirlwind in the water, so that you know. You understand? If you look at the Doppler radars, you see the eye of the tornado. You see the eye, and you see all the winds that's spinning around this tornado. And basically, a tornado is a whirlwind in the sea, in the oceans. I mean, that's what a hurricane is a whirlwind in the sea or in the ocean or in a body of water. In a large body of water, that's what a hurricane is. It's a whirlwind. You understand? It's winds. That's why when the hurricane hit land, it's hitting with high velocity winds. High velocity winds. You understand? So now, keep going.
Come. It's the book of Job, chapter 37 and verse 9. Out of the south cometh the whirlwind, and cold out of the north.
And what?
And cold out of the north.
And cold out of the north, man. Go ahead.
Verse 10. By the breath of the Most High frost is given,
Mm-hmm.
and the breadth of the waters is straightened. Verse 11. Also by watering, he wearieth the thick cloud. He scattereth his bright cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 12. And it is turned round about by his counsels, that they may do whatsoever he commandeth them upon the face of the world in the earth. Verse
All
13.
right. Go ahead.
He causeth it to come, whether for correction or for his land or for mercy.
You understand? Hey, that the Lord caused this weather to come for correction. Let's stay at that correction part. You understand? Because you know, people all the time, you know, they a normal person without without learning this truth from the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge would think that weather is just weather. You know what I'm saying? Tornadoes, just tornadoes. You understand? You know, the wind is just blowing because the wind is just blowing hard. That's all that happens. You know, a blah blah. You know, they really will put a false sense of definition on why these things happen. You understand? Hold on 1 second. Go to Ecclesiasticus 39 and 28. Hold your finger right there. I'm gonna keep talking. We're gonna pull this up in the Apocrypha, which is just the middle part of the Bible. You understand? It's the middle part of this story. People think that the weather is just the weather, but here in the UPK, we know it's something different. The Bible is telling us that, you understand, the wind out of the south comes the whirlwind. Now, if you notice, every hurricane develops where? In the south. In the south, it develops right by the Indian Ocean, if I'm not mistaken. It develops right outside the coast of Haiti, down in that way, down in the down in, I want to say
Salaki.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say south of the equator.
Right. There you go. There you go. That's good enough. South of the equator. And that's why this scripture is saying the whirlwind coming out of the south. You see what I'm saying? And the cold out of the north. Those polar ice caps, when it gets wintertime, those polar ice caps, they move forward, they move down.
Right.
And it changes the whole climatic environment of the earth. You understand? It pushes cold down to the Carolinas, all the way down here. You know what I'm saying? Down in Florida, where it's normally, 90, 100 degrees, it's now 70, 80 degrees. You see what I'm saying? So now we thinking that's just coincidence that this whirlwind that's in the sea is coming out of the south. Nah. The Lord said he causes it to come whether for correction or for his land or for mercy. Like he'll cause a wind to come out of the south, and in the south it brings warm air. Warm air connects with cooler air, forms clouds, and it'll rain. You understand? That's how he could do it for the land. It says, "Or for mercy." So now, he what happens when you go through a drought, chaotic war? It's hot every day. It's hot every day. It's hot every day. When you see those clouds forming and that rain come down, brother.
Word.
Hey, you look up like most. Thank the Lord.
Yeah, word.
Mercy, Lord. Thank you. You understand? Sending the rain. You know what I'm saying? I talk to, you know, a lot of my clients are elderly people, and they say, well, we need some rain. It's killing my garden or killing my grass. You understand? Killing my landscape. And that rain come, they're like, man, we needed that rain. That rain, you know what I'm saying? That rain will come. Your rain acts like a filter and filters the air out of all those allergens and ragweed and all that stuff that make you have the sniffles and the coughs and the allergies kick up. Rain to come in and filter out all that. You understand? So now read what Ecclesiasticus, what is it, 28?
Come to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39, verse 28.
39 and 28.
There be spirits that are created for vengeance.
There'll be spirits that are created for vengeance, man. You understand? We're getting back to that correction part. There'll be spirits that created for vengeance. Go ahead.
Which in their fury lay on sore strokes.
And what is a hurricane? What do they call a hurricane? What type of storm is a hurricane?
So like to my in the Bible.
Nah, what the news people say.
Oh, Salaki, if I may, what they call it a natural disaster.
Nah, they put an adjective in front of the storm. They call it's pertaining to this scripture. You know what I'm saying? There be spirits created for vengeance. You understand? Yeah, it's a whirlwind, sister. You right, but it's a type of descriptive word that they put in front of the storm to let you know that this ain't friendly. You understand? This ain't something. This rain, this whirlwind is coming, and the rain is coming. You can't go out in the middle of the street and spin around like I'm dancing in the rain. You can't do that with this.
So like, would you be referring to like how they say like it's like a tornado watch or tornado warning?
Nah, they put if you notice that news channel use descriptive words when they talk about hurricanes, when they talk about earthquakes, when they talk about tornadoes, they'll say this such and such storm or this blah blah storm here. It's That's the name of the name of the storm itself. She said natural disaster. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But I guess y'all never heard people don't listen to the newscaster real close when they say the storm is so violent, the storm is so relentless or merciless, or they use these descriptive words that describe the storm as like taking no prisoners. This storm came through with the fury of a blah blah. They say with the fury and with violence and with they describe this storm as like the storm is taking, is coming to do something to somebody. They say, well, this storm was so violent that it ripped up the whole building, or it tore through, it tore through the houses, like through the houses around like they were paper plates or whatever. They say this violent storm came through, or the sisters say unforgiving. They use those words like that because that's what the Lord is describing here in Ecclesiasticus. You understand? There be spirits created for vengeance, man. You understand? The scripture over in Job said that he causes it to come, meaning this weather, this whirlwind out the south, this cold that's coming from the north, he causes it to come weather for correction. It's a couple of reasons why the storm is coming. It could come for correction. Now, these storms that's coming here because we know this the last days. We know this is the last days. You understand? It's coming for correction, man.
Right.
These storms is coming for correction. You have an oppressive society that's been ruling and doing whatever they want to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians for years and years and years. And notice where it hit, right? Then it come through the Gulf, then it coming through the Gulf of Mexico. I think it is hitting on the, not on the east side of Florida, but it looped around and looped on the west side of Florida into the Gulf of Mexico.
Mm.
You understand? And now it's going to loop back over Florida and come up the east coast, up the north, through North Carolina and through. You got to look at the maps. Look at the maps where they said it might take a curved line and stay on the east coast of Florida, up the east coast. But then it may take more of a straight line approach and go toward the west side of Florida. And that's the west side of Florida. That's the Gulf of Mexico, man.
God.
You understand? The Gulf of Mexico, right there where they got brothers and sisters locked up on the border at.
Right.
You understand? Where they got our Hispanic brothers and sisters locked right up on the border like caged dogs. You understand? I pray to the Most High that when it ripped through there, if it's ripping through there now, that it just lift the cages up. Just lift the cages up off them brothers and sisters, man. And let them go, man. Damn right, man. You understand? Just like it'll lift up a house off the top of your head.
Right.
You understand? Pray to the Most High. Them cages get lifted and crushed up, man. Like he just blow them cages away, man. And let it happen so that, you know, it's almost like when Peter and them got out of prison, man, when he just opened the doors of the prison up, you know what I'm saying, and walked them right out. That wind come and just lift them cages right on up. Boom. All them fences just get blown away. And the sisters and the brothers could just reunite with one another and just go on, man. Just go on and escape out of that hell that they didn't being put in, man. You understand? I you know, big up to Captain Yatazak and all them brothers for going down there to Texas to Mexico to feed the brothers and sisters, man. You know what I'm saying? Locked up on the border down there. That's what we do. That's what the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, that's what we do. Anybody question what we do under Commanding General Yohana, man, we feed people. We feed the people that need to be fed. You understand? We feed the people, we feed our people that's locked up on the border that everybody forgets about. You understand? We take the drug route. You understand that the drug dealers, you know, they roads. We go on they roads, risk our lives and feed them brothers and sisters, man. You understand? Here is the home of the truth. We the real priests and prophets of the Lord, man. And we don't cower because of some you know, some drug route.
God.
And just like this, you know what I'm saying? The sisters say the storm is unforgiving, man. And now this is exactly what's happening to those to the ones that the Lord see fit. He coming and seeking vengeance with that tornado, with that hurricane, man. So go back to Ecclesiasticus.
And Salak, if I could say one thing.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Real fast. It's like how the scriptures describing the storms as, you know what I mean, relentless and ruthless and you know what I mean, acts of the Lord, right? The Lord saying, you know, just watching the news, how they try to prepare for the hurricanes to come. They like pack up sandbags and stuff like that and do whatever they could do to try to, you know, give some resistance to the storm. And I'm looking at it, it's like, you know, getting wailed on with punches, and all they could do was just curl up in a ball. You can't fight it. You can't fight the hurricane. You can't fight the tornado. can't fight
Right.
the earthquake, right? And that should be our justice, right?
Damn right.
That's the Lord. That should be
Damn
that should
right.
be, yeah,
That's
nah.
right. That's right, brother. That's
Nah,
right.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? And the whole what's the word I'm trying to use, man? The whole righteous thing about it is that you can't turn around and now blame blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians for what the Lord is bringing on you. You can't turn around and after this hurricane be like, well, if black people in the ghetto wasn't playing their rap music so loud, then the hurricane wouldn't have. No, you can't say none of that. You can't say, well, if black people stop destroying our neighborhood and stop destroying their neighborhood, then the hurricane, nah, can't say none of that. You can't say, well, if black women wasn't so loud, you can't say none of that.
Well,
you got to take it on the chin, man.
well,
They have to take it on the chin and either say, well, Lord, I guess I'm gonna go get a house, where hurricanes don't come, or I'm gonna rebuild. I gotta take it on the chin. You gotta pull yourself up by your own goddamn bootstraps, just like they tell us.
well,
Now you pull yourself up off that. Feel that for a second. Come on, read it, K out of war. Start at the top again.
Come. So, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
And they appease the wrath of the one that made them, man. You just and this breakdown I heard from General Hyman a long time ago. He painted a picture. He said, just imagine a spirit that the Lord created, right? And these spirits, it's their job to be angry 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 out of the year. They just mad all the time, mad. It's their job. The Lord created these spirits to just be utterly just so mad and furious all the time. Almost like that three-headed dog that they have on those mythological movies, K out of war, where the dog is just three heads just chomping at the bit all the time. That's what the Lord created, man. Created these spirits for vengeance, man. And all the time they just waiting to be released. Waiting. Angry, mad as hell, waiting to be released. Just waiting and waiting. And the Lord finally gives the okay. There's a hurricane season. There's a season where a lot of hurricanes form. You understand? And there's a season where not many hurricanes form at all. So the spirits of these hurricanes, you understand? If you can think about it in the fourth dimension, what you can't see is the angel in the eye of the tornado in the fourth dimension, spinning and spinning violently spinning around. He's spinning and spinning and spinning, and the only thing that control him is the Most High. And he's spinning and spinning so hard that he's creating 130 mile an hour, 140, 50, 70, 170 mile an hour winds, man. And he creating a vortex. This angel is spinning so fast, so violently, that he's creating a vortex. And this vortex is pulling in clouds. And when these clouds come in contact with the hot air and all this friction that's going on in this, and while he's spinning, it's creating violent rainstorms, creating lightning and thunderings. You understand? And this angel is spinning and spinning and spinning and going in the way that the Most High can control it, telling it to go. You understand? And the news media, they trying their best to figure out, well, it may go this way. It may turn and go this way. It may turn around and flip on his head. It may turn around and double back this way. and they trying to do the calculations and do the math and do the the figure out the statistics on which path this violent storm is going to take, and ultimately it goes where the Lord sends it anyway. They most definitely be wrong. They say, well, it's an 80% chance that it's going to just miss us and go up the East Coast. No. It did not. The Lord sent it straight into land, man. You understand? Straight into land, and now it's all only thing people can do is just take cover.
Right.
Take cover. You can't fight against it. There's no weapon that the U.S. government has that that you can fire off and dissipate the hurricane. There's nothing you can do to fight against a hurricane that comes from the Most High.
Right.
Now, and ain't that something? You understand? And you can't fight against it. You can't blame nobody for it. The only person you can blame for it is the Lord. You understand? And that's what they call it, an act of God. You understand? That's what this is. That's what we in right now. They called it a name. They called it Ian. I don't know where they get these names from. You understand? But it's an act of God, man. And everybody is taking cover, and they don't know what to do out of war. You understand? So now go to Psalms 83. It's a familiar scripture here. Psalms chapter 83, start at verse 13.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 13. Oh, my power, make them like a wood, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth for wood,
as the fire burneth the wood. Go ahead.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
As them wildfires is setting the mountainside on fire over there in California, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 15. So persecute them.
Do what?
Persecute them.
Man, persecute them. Torture them. Persecute them, man. You understand? That's what this prayer is saying. David is saying, persecute them, torture them. What?
Persecute them with thy tempest.
With thy tempest. Man, a tempest is a storm. Go ahead.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
And they're afraid right now, King of the War.
Wow.
They're afraid. They're utterly afraid right now. You understand? They boarding up their windows and crouching down in the in the wherever they is in the middle of the hallway or whatever, and they hunkering down, getting ready for this tornado to hit, man. Go ahead.
Verse 16. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name.
Meaning the same people like the oppressor, the same people that sat in the Most High seat, like the Pope. The Pope is sitting in the Most High seat like he is God right now. The Pope is changing the laws in the Bible, man. The Pope is saying, it's okay. The Pope changed the law of the Sabbath day to Sunday. That's what the Pope did, man. The Pope is saying it's okay to be a homosexual. It's all right. Matter of fact, we're going to get a couple fathers here that's openly gay. When all of them gay anyway. They molest little children. They child molesters. You understand? That's what that's what is happening is they are what I'm saying, the so-called oppressor is acting like he is God. And that's what it says when it says make them ashamed. Read that again, Salaki. I'm getting it wrong.
So persecute them with thy tempest. Make them afraid with thy storm. Verse 16. Fill their faces with shame.
Right. Fill their faces with shame, meaning, embarrass them. While the so-called Pope is acting like he God, embarrass him. You understand? And then it says, so they may seek thy name. You understand? So he'll stop thinking that he's God. He'll turn around, he'll turn around and seek that black God, that nigga God, and he'll say, Lord, please forgive me. Please stop this persecution of these storms. You understand? That's humility right there. Before you was acting like you was God, now you got to turn to that nigga God and beg for mercy.
Right.
You understand? So read that part again, Cal the War. Salakia.
Verse 16. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 16. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yeah, let them be put to shame and perish.
Yeah, let them be embarrassed, and then after you embarrass them, kill them. You understand? Let them be put to shame and perish, man, and die. That's what David is praying for. You understand? Everybody was so appalled when Captain Mashak, was saying at the camp that he hoped that Edom might go home and die of cancer tonight. He prayed that the Edomite, his family died of cancer. You understand? But that's what David is saying.
What?
David is saying he hoped they get embarrassed. First, he hoped God persecute the oppressor with storms, that they get so embarrassed because they acting like they God that they turn around and have to pray to God.
Right.
Then he said, embarrass them and then kill them. That's what David said. That's what David said. And David was a man after God's own heart, man.
Wow.
They say David was most righteous. Oh, David was a man after God's own heart. Yeah, but they don't never bring out how David wanted his enemies dead, man. David asked the Lord to embarrass the enemy, and then after he embarrassed them, kill them. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. And he said he wanted them to cry out to the Lord, and the Lord not have no mercy on them. You understand? Why? Because they didn't have no mercy on us. Whoa. They had no mercy on us while we cried out, and we cried, please let us go. Please don't whoop us no more. Please stop hitting us with the whip. Please stop raping us. Please no more. They didn't hear us. Like the scripture said, they're like the deaf adder. Right. They cannot hear. You understand? They cannot hear the cries, cannot hear the pleas of the oppressed. So now, in return, David is praying that the Lord not hear their pleas, the Lord not hear their supplications, the Lord not hear their crying out for mercy. Embarrass them and then kill them. David's my nigga. I feel the same way. You understand? I feel the same way. Embarrass them, Lord, and then kill them. You understand? And now, just finish that on out, and then we're going to bring out one more scripture.
Come. Book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 18. That men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth.
Damn right. Now, go to Nahum 1 and 3.
This is the book of Nahum, chapter 1, verse 3. The Most High is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Most High hath his way in the whirlwind.
The Most High what?
Hath his way in the whirlwind.
Meaning that whirlwind is doing what the Most High is willing it to do. The Most High have his way within the whirlwind. You understand? It's just doing what the Most High will. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is the Most High have his way in the whirlwind. Go ahead.
And in the storm.
And in the what?
The storm.
And in the storm. I mean, the Most High have his way within that whirlwind and within that storm that the whirlwind create. And that's the Most High willing too. That's the Most High will too. Go ahead.
And the clouds
Mm-hmm.
are the dust of his feet.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 4, he rebuketh the sea and maketh it dry and drive up all the rivers. Bashan languisheth in Carmel, or Slaka, Carmel, and the flower of Lebanon languisheth.
That's going into something else. So now the Lord saying is that he have his will. His will is within that whirlwind, man. You understand? All that storm and lightning and rain that's created, that's within the will of the Most High too. Within that whirlwind is creating all of that. And we already established that a hurricane is nothing but a whirlwind that's in the water. That's it. That's why if you see a tornado from a satellite, it'll look just like a hurricane, except for one is in the water and one is over top of land. Yeah. You understand? It'll look just like a hurricane. One is in the water and one is over top of land. If you seen how of course you see from the ground, but watch how a tornado form from above the tornado. You know the so-called oppressor, he got footage of everything, man. Wow. These storm chasers, they'll be in a helicopter hovering above where the tornado forming. The tornado will be forming right below their feet and they'll be filming it. And it'll be another team on the ground looking at the funnel cloud come down and touch ground. You understand? Like, yo, hey, Esau is definitely trying to, know everything about everything. Right. Trying to harness every piece of power he can to fight against the Most High. You understand? And that's what's going on, man. You understand? So now while the whole half of the earth is panicking because of Hurricane Ian, you understand? Hey, look here. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, just sit back, relax. You understand? Don't be an idiot and have all the lights on. You understand? That's not what we're trying to say. Don't be naive and have every light on in the house and the washer going and your 6 computers going in the house and all that. Don't do that. You understand? But at the same time, be well aware of what's going on and know that it's the Most High. The Most High is allowing this to happen. You understand? And it's coming to the ones that are sorely his enemies, man. You understand? The Most High is targeting his enemies. You understand? So as long as you follow the laws, statutes, and commandments, you govern yourself accordingly, you make sure that you're pleasing to the Most High, then hey, you got protection, man. Right. You understand? We got protection here in the school, in the Isupk under Commander Junior Yohana, man. We got protection. So with that being said, I'm gonna close out the class right here, and I'm gonna read these announcements. All right. So the Isupk announcements, security announcements. We are the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in any particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After that 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment, Numbers 18:21 and Malachi 3:8 through 10, means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashara, a tenth of every penny of any increase that the Most High gives you, give to the Treasury Department or the teacher. Priest fund, which is a free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming Holy Convocation. Upcoming Holy Convocation is October the 16th, if I'm not mistaken. It is the Day of Atonement. You understand? Salakia is the 10th. Salakia. Tuesday, October 4th. The 10th day of the 7th month is the Salakia, is the Day of Atonement, and it's the day that every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, of course, if you don't have any ailments, you understand, if you don't have anything that, if you're not pregnant, of course, children, you know what I'm saying, children are exempt, and you know when your child is old enough to actually participate in the Day of Atonement. You don't want to have your young child that's constantly in need of nourishment going a whole day without any food or water. You will be contacted by DSS. Don't say the ISUPK told you to do it. You understand? Seek counsel. If you have a child that you think may be, able to do it and you don't know, seek counsel. You understand? We could definitely put you in touch with a priest and prophet of the Lord that can help you make that, important decision on whether or not your kids should participate in the Day of Atonement, because we definitely don't want anybody passing out. You understand? This is not, we don't want it, no medical emergencies happening on the Day of Atonement. All right. So if you're not pregnant, of course, all pregnant women are exempt. You understand? If you on medication that requires you to eat, then don't skip your medication and say you're on the Day of Atonement and Commander General Yohana and Officer Abraham told you so, because we're not. No, no one said that. Eat. Take your medication, especially if you're a schizoid. You understand? Salakia. If you got mental issues, take your medication, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't try to act like the Lord is all with you, and you got to take mental medication, and this the Day of Atonement. So now you feel like you're gonna skip your Zana, what's the Zantac, and your you know what I'm saying, your ambient. Hey, look here, take it. Don't skip your ambient. If you gotta take it with the food, then eat you something and take your medication. Do not mess that up. You understand? That's not the Lord did not intend for you to go through the Day of Atonement and get sick or miss your medication and cause complications. That's not what this is for. So seek counsel if you have any questions about who or if you should participate in the Day of Atonement. It is again the 10th day of the 7th month, which is Tuesday, October 4th. And you can find this in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, verse 27 through 32. All right. So now, with that being said, If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. That's black shirt, black pants, black headband or scarf. And with that, amijum means to stand. Wapiyaquidum means to face the east. We're going to close out with the prayers. The first prayer is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa,
No.
Shabbat Shemayim,
Mashma.
Kodash,
Da.
Hayah,
Ya.
Shemka,
Ka.
Yahweh,
Now.
Malak with Ka,
Ka.
Daba'ah,
Ba.
Ratazaka,
Da. Ka.
Hayah,
Ya.
Aisha,
Asha.
Maharataza,
Mawataza.
Kawa,
Wa.
Hayah,
Ya.
Ashemayim,
Mashma.
Lathunalawa,
Dalana.
Lakum,
Go.
Kau,
Ya.
Yawam,
One.
Wasalaknawa,
Lock now.
Kabawathnawa,
Walk now.
Kasalaknawa,
Lock now.
Kabawathinawa,
Walk you now.
Wala'ah,
Wala.
Kabayanawa,
Ya now.
Manasaya 1,
Say one.
Abal,
Ball.
Awashanawa,
Shine now.
Mayan,
Young.
Rai,
Ra.
Kaya,
Young.
Laka,
Go.
Hamalakwath,
Lock.
Wa Salakia, Waha
Wa'ala.
Wahataparath,
Far.
La'awalumium,
Avalum.
Aman.
Amon.
In the English, our Father,
Fall.
which art in heaven,
God help.
hallowed be thy name.
I'll be done
Thy
there.
kingdom come,
Kingdom come.
thy will be done
Will be done.
in earth
No.
as it is in heaven.
Listen heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day.
our daily bread,
Daily bread.
and forgive us our debts
Give us our debt.
as we forgive our debtors.
Give us debt.
And lead us not
Lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation.
but deliver us
Deliver us.
from evil.
Me.
For thine is the kingdom,
God is the king.
and the power,
And the power.
and the glory
And the glory.
forever.
For us.
So be it.
Me.
It's the prayer for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Mahashem,
Hashem.
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh.
Abba Kwashah,
Yahweh. Kushah.
Lathunalawa,
Dalana.
Hakak,
Hakah.
Hakak,
Hakah.
La Rapa'ah,
Yahweh.
Kal Makala,
Yahweh.
Wakal Madawa,
Yahweh.
Hakak,
Hakah.
La Tahar,
Yahweh.
Hamatazarayim,
Yahweh.
Hakak,
Hakah.
La Hakwim,
Hakah.
Hamathium,
Hamat.
Hakak,
Hakah.
Arakawath,
Yahweh.
Hatama'ala,
Tamal.
Lagarashan,
Yahweh.
Ahashem Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh.
Wada Aman.
Yahweh.
In the English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh.
please
Please.
give us the power
Give the
to heal
power to heal.
all manner of sickness
All men of sick.
and all manner of disease,
All men of disease.
the power to cleanse the lepers,
Power to cleanse the leper.
power to raise the dead,
Power to raise the dead.
power against unclean spirits,
Power against unclean
to
spirit.
cast them out.
Cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh.
thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So big.
This is the prayer for the structure. All right. Barakatah Yahweh.
Rock without Yahweh.
Why Yahweh Shai?
Yahweh.
Why Mayaka Allah?
Yahweh.
Why Allahayim?
Alahayim.
Mataz Abiyah.
Yahweh.
Alawap Yahana.
Alawap Yahan.
Ha Alawapium.
Alawap.
Ha Saranyum.
Run.
Ha Quatazayoyum.
What is a yo?
Ha Koyayoyum.
Yo.
Why Akwathian.
Wah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashim.
Hashem.
Yahweh Shai.
Jah.
Wada Aman.
Alamon.
In the English, bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh.
And Michael.
Mike.
And the angels.
And the gang.
Commander General Yohana.
The General Yahan.
The generals.
General.
The captains.
Cap.
The officers.
North.
The troopers.
Troop.
And the sisters.
And the sister.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai,
And Yahweh.
thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So big.
All right. It's a prayer for the curses. Bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth.
and all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
And Yahweh.
listen to us now,
To us now.
right now,
Right now.
and evils and curses,
Evil and curse.
and punishment and destruction,
Punishment and destruction.
and death to the heathen
Death to the heathen.
that speak against us,
Speak against us.
our prophets,
Like prophet.
the teachers,
Teacher.
the princes,
The prince.
the priests,
The priest.
the Israelite brothers,
Israelite brother.
and the school,
and the school,
sent evils and curses,
evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction,
punishment and destruction,
and death to the heathen,
death to the heathen,
and shake loose
and shake loose
the pockets of the rich
pockets of the rich
of Israel
Israel
that refuse
that refuse
to give to the school,
to give to the school,
force their riches
force their riches
to enter into thy sanctuary,
into our sanctuary,
send evils and curses,
evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction,
punishment and destruction,
and death to the Edomites,
death to the Edomites,
and the nations,
and the nation,
and their drug dealers,
and their drug dealers,
the court system,
court system,
the prison system,
prison system,
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
and like synagogues and all,
Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Catholic Church,
the Pope,
Pope,
Islam,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Egyptology,
militia,
militia,
Ku Klux Klan,
Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation,
skinheads,
skinhead,
Posse Comitazi, the
Comitazi,
gay movement,
gay movement,
the lesbian movement,
lesbian movement,
spies,
spies,
workers of witchcraft,
the witchcraft,
NASA space program,
space program,
Army,
army,
Navy,
Navy,
Air Force,
Air Force,
Marines,
Marines,
Wall Street,
Wall Street,
open up the internet
open up the internet,
and the airways,
the airway,
cable access channels,
the access channel,
and the radio channels.
radio channel,
Convict the spirit
convict the spirit
of any of thy people
of any of our people
that seek to stop us
seek to stop
and bring swift death
and bring swift death
to all the heathen
to all the heat
that stand in the way
stand in the way,
or try to stop us
try to stop
from broadcasting your words
broadcasting your word
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the terrorists,
Let loose all the terror,
cause them to go to and fro
cause them to go to and fro
through the earth
through the earth
and destroy,
and destroy,
cause the terrorists
cause the terror
to come up against America
come up against America
and destroy
and destroy
them in their strongholds.
in their stronghold.
Let America shake
Let America shake
at the hands of the terrorists.
the hands of the terror.
Let Yahushua,
Let Yahweh
Michael, and Gabriel
and Gabriel
come down with the flying saucers
down with the flying sword,
and kill all the heathens
kill all the heat,
that come up against us
come up against us.
as we speak thy word.
Speak thy word,
Cause it to be known by all
to be known by all.
that it is the angels
It is the angels
that have done it.
that have done it,
Cause it to be spread
cause it to be spread
through the media
through the media,
throughout the whole world.
the whole world,
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
cause to shake without coming.
In the name of Yahushua,
In the name of Yahweh,
thank you.
thank you,
So be it.
so be it.
Saw means to turn. Okay, sister, be seated. All right, men of Israel, we give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amman Shabbat, Amijim, Barak,
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat.
Yahbashim Yashabakatah. Saw, Sister Amijim. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sister, men of Israel, Amman Shabbat, Amijim, Barak, Yahweh Shema, Bashim Yahushua. Yahya Matah, class dismissed. The Water, Officer K out of War for joining me for class, brother. The Water, everybody for joining me online, all the sisters online. You understand? The Water for joining us for class. Of course, you know, Lord's willing, we'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat place. All right, shalom, Israel.